Oh boy, I did it again. More jewelry, yikes, that I did not make, that I purchased for the fall, well, late summer. Anyway, some wonderful Etsy shops. Let's see what I got. Everyone, welcome back to Accidental Retiree. I'm Tammy E, and I have some jewelry that I got on Etsy, and I don't think I have anything else from anywhere else this time. Let's see what I got, shall we? Okay, where do I have? Okay, here it is. And of course, now you saw this mug probably last week, because I plan on putting this one up the week after my fall haul, this and that haul. So I got this, and I am proof that I drink and use it. I used the other one with the book and the moon, I think it was, and some more flowers like motif like this. I used that this morning for coffee. It's a little bit larger than this. Wonderful, wonderful. Yes. More on that on another video that you will have seen already. By this time, this is my afternoon coffee, which I treated myself to some Starbucks for my lunch, and I had leftover ice from my chai tea latte, and I put it in here. So unfortunately, the ice melted because it's warm enough today that it would, but it's now watered down coffee, which is good because I shouldn't have it too strong. And I put a lot of half and half in this, but it's a nice little refreshing sipper for the afternoon. And I usually would make mochas that way in the afternoon with my chai tea, but I'm watching my sugar intake in July here. I get an A1C next week in August, and so yeah, I'm hoping that I have a good report, but I don't. My blood sugar was really wonky this last month, and I'm really afraid of what's going to happen, because I had two really bad readings and I wasn't feeling well. So I'm really trying to watch things. There's not much more I can do. So, yeah. So I'm trying to get ready to not have any sugar in my life, which, you know, you have to wean yourself off of soda some, you know, so I'm trying to do that. So it won't be such a cultural shock. I don't do well with the sugar-free ones, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm just hoping. I am still at least pre-diabetic, but we'll find out soon. So while I'm doing that, I'm distracting myself with doing other things. And one of them is finding other ways to drink my coffee. But I can't have too much of that because of the caffeine. So I'm really kind of, and I don't know, decaffeinated. I haven't found a good one. This has a little bit of, what do they call it? I can't think of it, but it has, it's not as caffeinated as caffeine would be, because it has, I can't think of the name of it. It'll come to me later, but it's they have it in, it's not chutney. This has a little chicory in it, so it's a little less caffeine, but yes, that's a little healthier that way. But I may have to go to decaf, but you know, Criminal Coffee has a decaf, so there's that. So, you know, I'll figure out ways to live without my soda, I guess, but I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully that is not what's going to happen. Hopefully I'm doing enough and I can continue doing more. So we're working on it. We're working on it. Anyway, the reason we're here is I have lots of jewelry here to talk to you about, and I'm probably going to have to stop and get the list of the shops for you, but these are all from Etsy. And I think I'll start, this was the one that's really well presented. I will show you that one last. And then, I'm not sure though if this one, okay. All right. I have them out of my magic bag here. Put my magic bag over here. I did the prepping I was supposed to do before I started shooting. Oh well, here I am. And as you notice, I am wearing some of the jewelry from the last jewelry haul. So, and I've got my little peacock pin on because I'm doing a video, and then I wear that kind of stuff. And I'm only going to shoot one today. I have others that I can do, but I'm not going to do them all today. I'll do some more in the next few days. My grandson and my daughter are out on a trip, and so my husband has lots of work to do at work, so I have a lot of me time to write and to do videos. So that's what I'm doing, as much as I can. Anyway, so the first thing I'm going to show you is something from Roseland Jewelry, and it came packaged very nicely, very giftable, just as it is, so it'll get sent very giftable. And inside, it's got this little pink box, and inside, I love this because it reminds me of, well, July mostly, as we get out of July, but also August. I used to plant these at my parents' cottage, which was then mine. Some forget-me-not earrings. There are real forget-me-nots in this package. Can you see them? Aren't they cute? So I saw those and I had to have some forget-me-nots for myself. So I love these. They're just gorgeous, and what a nice gift that would be. Now, the next thing is from something from Cross Angel's Bounty. And I have to say, this was well wrapped to preserve the item. But this bag is mine. It didn't come gift wrapped. I just did this to kind of protect it until I shared it with you. But I bought this cross that has, I want to say zircons, and it's supposed to have aquamarines, I believe. And I just saw that, and I loved it for a long time. And I splurged and got this beautiful cross. So the item quality is fine. And they may have a gift wrapping, you know, sometimes some of the stores have, you know, you click it's a gift and they'll package it differently. I don't know if this is one of those, but I did want to mention that it isn't like it's going to come very carefully to the person you may gift it to, but someone, if you want it wrapped, you should do it yourself. Double check and do it yourself. Or like, I'll have my son wrap my daughter-in-law's, or my daughter-in-law or son wrap my grandchild's gifts. So you could do that too. So But this I bought for myself. And I absolutely love it. It reminds me of a beautiful garnet cross that my very best friend from childhood, well, not my very best friend, I have many best friends from childhood, but the one that stayed with me, we've gone through thick and thin. So yeah, I guess maybe she is my very best friend. But anyway, we are in constant contact now. And she gifted me a beautiful garnet cross years ago. And this reminds me of that. And so I probably wear this more in the summertime, you know, the light side of the year from December to like August, you know, September. And then I have a beautiful garnet cross that she gave me that I can wear. And I'm going to try to wear that a little bit more. I'll have to show you that. I just love that cross that she gave me. So, yeah. Yeah. So for now, I'm keeping this, but I might not forever. We'll see. And I come to my final item, which I've been using the envelope, which was a thank you card that came with it. And it is from Hot Kiss Jewelry. And it was very well presented. It had this nice thank you note to me. And then she has her card. And, you know, so that's cool. And she said, greetings from Massachusetts. Thank you for supporting my business. I hope you love your new earrings. Always wear them with a smile. If you have time, please consider leaving a review. Positive comments really help. Enjoy. With love, Nellie Thrill. And so this is from her shop. And isn't it gorgeous how she, you know, very simple but really nice. And you know, she's got her Hot Kiss jewelry again, and I'm going to show you. You know, I'm going to open this up now. It's fun to buy myself presents sometimes. If you haven't figured it out, I'm alone a lot, and I really don't have any friends I do anything with. And my health the last few years has gotten to the point where I have trouble going out, and now I have anxiety about going anywhere, even having people in for our windows, which were supposed to happen today, but that's been delayed again. Even that's kind of difficult. I don't like it that my husband wasn't going to be there, but he probably won't be whenever it happens because he's very busy with work. And I have a real sad life, kind of, and I haven't had the happiest of lives just in general, but I have always made the best of it. And so little things like that, and buying myself once in a while, having the ability to buy myself a little gift to make my day a little brighter, is something that helps me. I'm not going to be making myself brighter as much anymore. I think I've done enough of that. But my writing does the same thing. So that's also helping. Then my prayer meditations do too, a million times more probably. So anyway, it's again so nicely presented. I'm going to bring it more to the light here. And then inside are some really beautiful labradorite earrings. And they're very pretty. I'll bring them out to the light a little bit more. Do you see that labradescence? Isn't that beautiful? And you probably are saying, well, why don't you get a key light and stuff? I am so fair-skinned. I've been looking at my old videos when they go on the television. I will, you know, see how it is, and that gives me an idea. I am so fair that it's not pleasant to look at me. And so I found that when I had like my best video was like when I was in my bedroom where I have very low light, just a ceiling light. And so I think I'm going to be working to get a little area to film in my room sometimes, some of the videos that I do with you, because I think that might be actually better than this situation. But I can do this at night sometimes with the other light. And also, you know, when I film, like I have this wonderful curtain here. I don't know, you can't see it, but if I go like this, you can see, you can hardly see me. I'm a ghost, and you know, that's not good. And even if I do it this way, I still am kind of ghosty. So I'm cognizant of that, and I'm trying to get more more subscribers and more viewers and all that. And people can't stand looking at me. I'm pretty sure that's part of the problem. So I'm working on it. And, you know, please don't say, get one of those key lights. I've had that, and that does not work either real well. I'm just really super fair. And my mother was even worse. So, you know, she was almost like an albino. I'm more fair now because of my skin cancer by my eye. I have been keeping out of the sun pretty much all the time for the last, I think that was 5 years ago that I had that, because I don't want to get melanoma, especially on my face, because I had a real severe sunburn when I was in my 20s. My friend didn't tell me I was getting beet red, and I had a streak where I'd missed oil, any protection, and it was just terribly severe. My mom thought about taking me to the hospital. I probably should have gone. It just has been, you know, and I can see, you know, I could see in certain things that that's where I have damage, and it's just right that same line. So I know that's what happened. And yeah, not the friend I was talking about, another friend that I don't really have a lot of in common with. She travels all over the world and fancy ships and on first class planes and all that kind of stuff. And if you're not new to my channel, you know that's just not me. Even if I could afford that, I wouldn't be doing that. That's just not me. Even if I were healthy, that just isn't me. I might, you know, on occasion go on a trip and do some, I mean, I've always wanted to go on a cruise. That I might do once, but I wouldn't be constantly, you know, going all over the world and cruises. And even if I flew first class, you're not going to see me taking a picture. Oh, look at me. This is the only way to travel. The only civilized way to travel. In like one of those little cubicles where you can lay down and sleep. I'm going to tell my friends that's a wonderful way to travel, you know, but I'm not going to take a picture, post that on Facebook and, you know, no, I'm not going to be doing that. That's just not going to happen. I'm not that kind of person. Never have been, never will be. And if my children would do that, I would be very disappointed, because that just is not how they were raised. You know, it's nice to have nice things. It's fine to enjoy them, but I hope you don't get the idea, oh, look at me. No, I'm just trying to share the things that I found joy with, and that would be great gift ideas for you to give to someone else, places to shop because the holidays are coming up. And, you know, I'm just sharing because I don't have any friends to share with. So I share them with everybody, I guess, you know, because I've always been someone that never was exclusive. And everyone is my friend, and can be. So that's not how people have been to me. I've been very excluded, even from my own family. And I'm talking relatives. And anyway, I'm sorry I'm getting a little teared up. I've been real emotional today, so I don't know if I have a heart attack coming or something big happening, because I've been so anxious easily and so crying a lot. I've had cramps in my legs lately, and I'm not feeling real great. And I've been fighting so hard to even be able to do videos like this, just because of my neck issues. They're better right now, but it's just, I'm really struggling today, and I don't know why. but I really am. And so I'm trying to make this video for you, and I don't know how much I'm going to keep of that in. I'll try to get rid of some of the crying, but what I did say is that I don't have a lot of friends. My good friend that I talked about earlier in this video, she struggled so much with alcohol that we couldn't get together and do things. We live in a medium-sized city area, a decent-sized metropolitan area. It's over 100,000 people in the Fox cities, which is several cities clustered together around Appleton, Wisconsin. And Appleton has like around 78,000. And I used to teach in Appleton. And as a reading specialist, I was known to a lot of people. So even my children were expected by my husband to act politely in public. And I mean, he told them when I got this job, your mother's a public figure now, you have to be respectful. And he was just, and so, which was nice for him to tell them that they needed to act like well-behaved human beings. I didn't mind that, but I didn't really think of myself as a public figure. But yes, we did go everywhere, and whenever we did, there would be children and families that would say hello to me and stuff because I was known. Besides that, I had subbed a lot. I taught in a lot of different buildings. One time I was teaching in 2 different buildings, and one was real large and one was medium size, small. And so I really lost face when I lost my job. I was told I was deficient by the powers that be, and yet every teacher in the building that was in kindergarten wanted any kid that had any chance to be struggling to have some time with me before I retired. And there was one, we forgot to tell the parents that I was working with them, or I assumed that the teachers did, because that's in that building they did. Usually I reached out to parents, and that's the one mistake at the end of my career that I made a mistake of doing, but my teachers wouldn't give me those phone numbers, so I didn't have access to them, so I couldn't reach out like I had in other buildings. They didn't like me doing that for some reason, because they felt that I was sending them mixed messages, and that was kind of part of my job, to coach families in helping their child who were struggling to have success in school. But I couldn't do that in this particular building. And so I had a couple of strange things. Even though I was deficient and not going to be renewed, I had to teach out the end of the year knowing I was not going to be able to have a job in the district I had taught in for 12 years. And not just taught as in a classroom, I'm talking being a reading specialist. So I was helping order books for the entire building. I was going to meeting that impacted the literacy in the whole entire district. I'm one of many. Wasn't the only one. I went to seminars and workshops throughout that 12-year career. Some of them helped other teachers go to places that would get reading first grants in their building, and they went to something that I went the year before, told them about, and then they went to see how wonderful it was, and that was part of their reading first grant. And I am the one that went and found this, I pursued it, went out, spent my own dime to go out and go to the seminar during my grad school, so it was extra, spending 2 weeks away from my children, while my husband watched them. And that's a whole other story. And then I should tell these stories. I really should. And I will. I think I'll tell them in a better way. So you're going to hear this sometime. But anyway, I had one teacher tell me that she had never seen as much improvement in a student that I taught that got up to grade level by March. They were 2 years behind grade level when they started first grade, really. They were pre-kindergarten, very, very basic beginning. Then there was this kindergarten student all of a sudden started improving, and I was at their conference and they found out that, oh, she started improving when she was working with that deficient teacher. No, they didn't know I was deficient. But anyway, but this child started improving, and she was the most struggling of the students in kindergarten that particular year. And she was indeed starting to get up to almost where she should be by the end of kindergarten. I don't know if it held. I don't know what happened after that because I couldn't work with the child again. The year prior, the year that I became deficient and I was put on special needs of improvement, for the first time ever, they had every student in kindergarten that had been struggling. Every student that they had the year before in kindergarten was at grade level at the beginning of the school year. The only kids that were not at grade level and were far behind were move-ins from other schools within the district. So I did struggle with getting some of those up to grade level because they truly had some special needs that were interfering with their learning. And that's always the way it was with every student that I worked with. If they did not cut it in my class, they truly had some special need that needed to be addressed. And that's what my job had always been, to make sure that they were not putting any student in a special needs program that shouldn't have been there. And I was deficient at doing it, apparently, after 12 years. According to this woman that no longer is in the district. I don't know. Anyway, so about my knee slapping, but that happens. Anyway, I know you got a lot more than jewelry, and I hope you tuned out if this was getting too wild for you. And I don't know how much of this I'll edit out. I wanted to hold these up just one more time. They are truly beautiful, and much more, as I take a closer look at them, much more like fine jewelry than I expected. They have this beautiful little, like, I don't know if they're zircons or rhinestones or what around them, but they're just really pretty. Very flashy, so I wanted to show those a little bit more to you. And these, again, were from Hot Kiss. And it says, I'm going to just show you the card, Hot Kiss Jewelry. And they have this on the back of it. And so, definitely a nice shop. I'm going to probably look at more of their things sometime and dream. Anyway, so that's a good one. Anyway, if you liked this video, I don't know if I edited out a whole bunch of stuff that I probably should have had in this video. If you liked this video, don't forget to put that thumbs up button. Please do subscribe to my channel, An Accidental Retiree. I'm Tammy E, saying bye for now. God bless you. Stay safe.